everyone, it's Mrs. Friebolin, and I'm back with some more Escape from Mr. Lemoncello's library. I wasn't going to stop for today, take a little break and read to you tomorrow, but it's quiet in my house. I'm sure it is at your house too, and it's a little too quiet, it's driving me crazy, so I'm going to keep reading. We are at chapter 25. Akimi grabbed the door handle to the young adult room. It's locked. Here, said Sierra, use my library card. Huh? She looked at the back. The books were different. I think they all are. I have the Egypt game and the Weston game. 2 books about games. Sweet, said Kyle. Akimi slipped Sierra's card into the reader slot above the doorknob. The door clicked and Kyle pushed it open. The walls of the young adult room were painted purple and yellow. There was a swirly zebra print rugs on the floor and a lumpy cluster of beanbag chairs. A couple of sofas were designed to look like Scrabble trays with letter square pillows. Akimi nudged Kyle. Check it out. In the far corner of the room stood a carnival ticket booth with a mechanical dummy inside. A fun and games banner hung from the booth's striped roof. The dummy inside the glass booth, he looked just like Mr. Lemoncello. He wasn't wearing a turban, but the Mr. Lemoncello mannequin reminded Kyle of the Zoltar Speaks fortune teller booth that he had seen at video game arcades. That's not really him, is it? Said Akimi. No, it's a doll, he said. The frozen robot was dressed in a black top hat with bright red ringmaster jacket. Since the booth had fun and games banner, Kyle figured he might have to talk to the dummy to get a game. Hello, we'd like to play a game, he said. Bells rang out, whistles whistled, and chaser lights blinked. The mechanical Mr. Lemoncello came to life. If you want a game, just say its name. Do you have Mr. Lemoncello's bewildering, baffling bibliomania? Did Joey Pizza lose control? Was Ella enchanted? Huh? Just say yes, said Sierra. Yes, said Kyle. Well, great Gilly Hopkins, said the Lemoncello dummy. Here you go. Kyle heard some noises and some whirling. Then, with a chunk, a wide slot opened in the front of the booth and the game slid out. Enjoy, said the dummy. And remember, it's not whether you win or lose. It's how you play the game. So, be sure to read the instructions so you'll know how to play the game. Kyle took the box to the table. Okay, he said, let's set up, and there was a beep and the door opened. Where is he? Andrew Peckelman barged into the room. Who are you looking for? Said Kyle. Mr. Lemoncello, I heard him. Is he in here? Kyle pointed to the booth. It's a dummy. Is there a camera in here? Peckelman started looking around. Over by the door. Peckelman spun around to face it. Kyle, Akimi, and Sierra formed a human shield to hide their game. I want to use a second lifeline, Peckelman shouted. I want to talk to an expert. Very well, said a calm voice of calm voice Kyle immediately recognized as Dr. Zinchenko. With whom do you wish to speak? The guy who wrote this stupid magazine article about cracking open bank vaults in the 1930s. I'm afraid we can't arrange that for you, Kyle, said the voice. Why not? This guy is a moron. He didn't tell me anything about how to open the front door, which is what my Google search said the magazine would do. We told you the way out was not the way in. It's just a red herring, a trick to throw us off. No, Andrew, it's not. What's the title of the article? Newest bank vaults to defy the cracksmen. Well, that should have been a hint. Apparently, the reporter concluded that thieves could not break open the vault doors. When doing internet searches, it's important to... Let me talk to the idiot, Andrew said. I'm sorry. The magazine was published in 1936. The reporter is dead. Well, then I want to talk to Mr. Lemoncello. Excuse me? I want to talk to Mr. Lemoncello. This is highly irregular. And so is this game. You people have it rigged, so Miguel is going to win. I know you do. That's why Mr. Lemoncello is afraid to talk to me. Kyle heard Carnival Booth dummy chatter to life. Hello, Andrew. How may I help you? This Lemoncello did not sound pre-recorded. Apparently, the real deal was using the dummy to do his talking. Your library stinks, shouted Peckelman. Oh dear. Have you boys been playing that castle sewer game again? No, but this stupid article would have given me the stupid answer, but the stupid writer didn't write down. I see. Can you rephrase that in the form of a question? How many can I ask you? Just one, and then you're done. Okay, so you're the expert on this stupid new library game. Where's your favorite contestant? Where's Miguel? Is that your final question? Yes. Assuming our video monitors are correct, Mr. Fernandez is on the other side of the 3rd floor doing research in the arts and artifact room. Thanks. Andrew bolted out the door. The Lemoncello puppet bucked and drooped his head and was off. Kyle sprang up from the table. Come on. Where are we going now? To make sure Peckelman doesn't do something stupid that gets Miguel kicked out of the game. Why would he do that? Because Miguel's our friend. Akimi glanced at the floor plan. The art and artifacts room was on the other side of the circle. Sierra, stay here and guard our game. Come on, Akimi. Kyle and Akimi ran across the balcony. Kyle glanced at his watch. It was almost 3 o'clock. They really need to start focusing on this game and not all this other junk. When they neared the art and artifact room, there was a shout. The door flew open, and Andrew came running out. Behind him, there was a woman with a head and tail of a lion and a pharaoh with a cobra headpiece. The pharaoh stopped. My onions grow in your earwax! A series of holographic hieroglyphics danced across the air. Andrew raced to the staircase, grabbing both handrails, and hurried down the 2nd floor. The Egyptians vanished. Kyle and Akimi entered the room and found Miguel seated at a desk with what looked like blueprints. You okay, Kyle? Yeah, man, I'm fine. Those guys chasing Andrew, where'd they come from? Holograms from the giant Lego Sphinx and Pyramid exhibit. So why'd they turn on Andrew? Said Akimi. I don't know. One minute they were yelling at me. The next, the pharaoh and the ski-hate were yelling at him. Ski who? Ski-met, said Akimi. The Egyptian lion goddess and warrior. Didn't you read The Red Pyramid by Rick Riordan? It's on my list, said Kyle, or it would be. He'd definitely need to start reading so he could catch up with everybody else. I bet the security guards in the control room fired up the Egyptian holograms when they saw Andrew. Andrew was going berserk in here, said Akimi. Good. A library is supposed to be a place for peaceful contemplation, said Andrew. That was when Sierra rushed into the room. You guys, right after you left, the Mr. Lemoncello dummy spit out a bonus card. Chapter 26. Very clever, said Charles, pulling another card out of a book. This cover had been easy to find. It was the 3rd book on the top shelf of the stack picks. The image on the front was a bright yellow sign. The title, Universal Road Signs, by unrenowned trapheologist, Abigail Rose Painter. Charles found the matching book in the 300s room on the 2nd floor. 300s were all about social sciences, including things like commerce, communications, and transportation. The image also fit nicely with the pictogram he had found in the 700 rooms called The Empire Strikes Back. The Umpire Strikes Back. It was a baseball book on the first cover on the 2nd shelf of a display case that had given Charles a card with a plastic pose of an umpire calling an out. Here's the picture. Reading the images from left to right, then down, just like you'd read a book, Charles knew he was on the right track. The traffic sign said walk, and the umpire said out. The 2 picture works had together said walk out. Clearly, if he could find all 12 pictures, he would be able to walk out of the library. 3 down, 9 to go, said Charles, winking up at the closest security camera. And Mr. Lemoncello, if you're watching, may I just say, you are an extremely brilliant man. Charles had never sucked up to a video camera before. He figured it was worth a shot. Maybe Mr. Lemoncello could send him a bonus clue or something. Instead, when Charles stepped out of the 300s room, someone sent him Andrew Peckelman. The library geek was sputtering mad when he rushed down the steps. Stupid library, stupid Lemoncello, stupid Sphinx. Why so glum, Andrew? Said Charles. Because this game stinks. Mr. Lemoncello just sent a bunch of homograms after me. You could really get somebody's eyes poked out with those things. Really? With a hologram? Indeed. Say, speaking of hieroglyphics, where can I find a book on picture languages? Ha! Why would I help you? Said Andrew. Because Kyle is working with Akimi and Sierra. I imagine it's only a matter of time before your friend Miguel joins their team too. Miguel isn't my friend. Besides, I'm better at working in the library than he is. I know. That's why I want you on my team, said Charles. Really? Charles smiled. Kids like Andrew Peckelman were so easy to manipulate. Oh yes, Work with me, and I guarantee the world will know that you should be the head librarian at Alexandra Middle School. The 400s, said Peckelman. Excuse me? That's where you'll find books on hieroglyphics and all kinds of languages. If you want secret codes, those are in the 600s, the 650s to be exact. Welcome to Team Charles, Andrew. The new teammates stepped into the 400 room. For some reason, it was pitch dark and smelled like pine trees. Welcome, boomed a voice from the speakers. This is the 400 room, home of foreign languages. Here, Charles and Andrew, you can learn all about American heritage. A blank of spotlights thumped on. Charles and Andrew were face to face with a row of 4 featureless mannequins. Hello, and welcome to your American heritage. I'm Debbie. Let's begin the voyage. Okay, said Charles, but we're rather busy. Let's begin your voyage, the mannequin repeated. Charles sighed. Obviously, there's no way to turn them off. He might as well speed this along. Fine, but can we get the short version? We're in a rush. Yeah, said Andrew. We have to escape before noon tomorrow. The woman whose body remained frozen, while a movie made her face and costume spring to life, reminded Charles of the graveyard statues from the Haunted Mansion at Disney World. While we research your family trees, please enjoy this short film. Is this part of the game? Andrew whispered. Maybe. Pay attention for clues. Okay. What do the clues look like? Who can ever say? The screen behind the life-size dummies leapt to life with all sorts of scratchy images of people huddled together on the decks of the boat near the Statue of Liberty. For decades, said a voice from the ceiling, public libraries have proudly served America's newest citizens, immigrants who flocked here. Charles was not interested. His ancestors were all Americans. The only language they ever spoke was English. Yes, the library is where many new arrivals came to first, to learn the language, to keep in touch with the world they left behind, to search for the gainful employment that would make them productive residents in their new home. The movie dissolved into blackness. Thank you for your attention, said the cheerful Debbie. We have completed your American family tree. Let's meet your American ancestors. 2 mannequins sprang to life. They were dressed like pilgrims. I knew who they are already, said Charles. That's John Chillington and his wife Eleanor. They came to the Plymouth colony on the Mayflower. Can we move on to Andrew's family, please? Of course, said Debbie. The mannequins quickly went through Andrew's ancestry. Apparently, the family name was originally Pickleman, because they made pickles. After a prolonged parade of pickle people, the dummies took on a guise of Andrew's most famous ancestor, a guy in glasses and a tweed sports jacket named Peter Paul Peckelman. I appeared on the TV game show Concentration in 1968, he said. And I won a room full of furniture and wood paneling for my rumpus room. Charles smiled. He knew the TV game show Concentration. It was very similar to Mr. Lemoncello's phenomenal picture word puzzler, one of the games he had picked up at the toy store. Peter Paul Peckelman, claim to fame, was further confirmation that piecing together the picture puzzle would show Charles how to escape from the library. He had been right. The dummies had given him a clue. Chapter 27. Excited by the sudden appearance of the second bonus card, Sierra read it out loud. 2 plus 2 can equal more than 4. Put 2 and 2 together, and you'll be closer than before. Akini raised her hand. Yes, said Sierra. You do realize that Michael here isn't on our team. Oh, yeah, sorry. Miguel turned to Kyle. You guys are a team? Yeah. You want to join us? Maybe. I'm not sure. Check back with me later. No problem, said Kyle. He fist bumped his chest. Miguel fist bumped his. They were flashing each other peace signs when Sierra said, I think this means we should all play together as a team. Remember when it said at the fountain down the lobby, knowledge not shared remains unknown? Maybe, said Miguel. Like I said, let me get back to you guys. I'm working on a new angle. Flying solo. Another great book. Sure, no problem, said Kyle. Miguel, quick question. What books are on your library card? Miguel shrugged. My name? Like on the back. He said, look at the back. It's a couple books. Yeah, but what are the titles? I don't want to say, said Miguel. Because you think they might be clues? Not saying what I might or may not be thinking, bro. Kyle nodded. There are 2 different books on the back of everyone's library card, said Akimi. Put 2 and 2 together, and you'll be closer than before. The book titles are some clue. My books are what? Akimi? And he nodded toward Miguel. Right, sorry, my bad. Okay, Miguel, if you decide to join our team, you can show us your 2 library books on the back of your card, and we'll show you ours. We'll also split the prize 4 ways. Deal? Deal. Come on, guys, Kyle said. Where are we going? Kyle dropped his voice. The Electronic Learning Center. You want to play video games? Seriously, Kyle? We mean to rethink your status as our team captain. I don't want to play video games. I want to check out the discard pile. Huh? The card the other players had to leave behind? I'm coming with you guys, said Miguel. I've been thinking about the extra cards too. Fine, said Kyle. Whatever. As they entered the game room, they saw Clarence, his arms folded across his chest, genie style. He was standing in front of the pile of discarded. Can I help you? He said. Yeah, we want to check out the cards in the bowl. Sorry, can't have them, Clarence said. But, said Mr. Lemoncello, appearing on the video screens in the room, you can win them. Dressed in a polka-dotted bow tie and a snazzy jacket like a game show host, Mr. Lemoncello had one arm resting on a slender plexiglass podium. Behind him, Dr. Zinchenko, all decked out in a sparkly red dress, looked like the models that point to prizes on TV. Are the 4 of you ready to play Let's Do a Deal? Said Mr. Lemoncello as he pushed a button on the podium. A pre-recorded studio audience whistled, cheered, and applauded. What's Let's Do a Deal? Said Kyle. The first game to ever be turned into a TV show, brought to you by Lemon Pledge. Dr. Zinchenko started singing, Lemon Pledge, very pretty, put the shine down, lemon good. Thank you, Dr. Z, said Mr. Lemoncello. Now then, kids, here's the deal. If you solve a picture puzzle, you could win 4 library cards. And if we lose? Simple. Each of you loses his or her library card and adds up to the discard bowl, and the next contestant could try to win them. What do you say, guys? Said Kyle. Let's go for it, said Akimi. Sierra nodded. Miguel, I'm in. So you're joining our team? Absolutely, he said. Mr. Lemoncello must have whacked his button again because all of a sudden the audience was cheering. Kyle wondered what the sound effects would be if his friends lost their library cards. Probably groans and weeping. Lots and lots of weeping. Chapter 28. Now then, said Mr. Lemoncello, are you ready to play Risk Everything for 5 library cards? Kyle swallowed and then he nodded. All right. You maniac McGee's, here is your picture puzzle. The category is famous quotes. You have 60 seconds to solve this rebus. Wait a second, said Akimi. What's a rebus? You figure out the words that the picture show you, said Kyle. For example, the letter R and E plus a picture of a school bus would equal rebus. Oh, okay, if you guys say so. Are you ready to play? Asked Mr. Lemoncello. Kyle looked at his teammates, who nodded. Yes, sir. Then, on your mark, get set, go, dog, go. Mr. Lemoncello's image disappeared. Tick-tock clock music started playing. The video screens all projected the same picture. Here we go, guys. Let me see. Can we see it? Let's see if they figure it out. We're officially dead, said Akimi. 55 seconds, said Mr. Lemoncello. Okay, break it up 4 ways. The first and the third rows are similar. I'll do them. I'll do the last one, said Akimi. I'll take the second row, said Miguel. I'm on 4, said Sierra. 50 seconds. Everyone went to work. My guy is some guy hitting himself in the thumb, but with a grr and an O. Then there's a male symbol where the LE equals RX. Marks? Does that make sense? Kyle, is my second half Marks? Kyle didn't answer. He was too busy figuring his out. Outlet, change the let to side. Golf minus G and the L, the letter A. 40 seconds. Dog. Then he looked at the first word. Bowling pins without the P, but adding the I. 30 seconds. Kyle looked at Miguel. His lips were moving, mouthing out part of the quote. Sierra, too. Are you guys ready? Kyle whispered. Hang on. 20 seconds. Okay, go. Kyle read the first line. Outside of a dog. Miguel picked up. A book is man's best friend. Kyle continued. Inside a dog. Sierra took over. It's too dark to read. Akimi brought them home. Groucho Marx! Is that your final answer? Asked Mr. Lemoncello. Yes, said Kyle. He repeated the quote. Outside a dog, a book is man's best friend. Inside a dog, it's too dark to read. Groucho Marx. Bells rang. Chaser lights flashed. The audience went wild. Akimi and Sierra actually squealed and hugged each other. You are correct, shouted Mr. Lemoncello. There's no dead end in Norvet, not today. Those 5 library cards go to Team Kyle. You won them fair and square. Charles and Andrew heard a commotion on the 3rd floor, bells ringing and audience whooping it up. Come on, said Charles. They raced up the stairs and peeked into the room. Kyle and his teammates were all hugging each other and giving high fives. On every video screen in the same room, Charles could see a puzzle. What's going on, he said. They might be gaining on us, Charles whispered. We need to pick up the pace, quick. Where would I find a book called Hoosier Hospitality, written by Eve Healy Aristry? The 900s room. Let's go. Charles and Andrew scurried back to the 2nd floor and the 900s room. They found Haley Daly already holding the book. Oh, hello, you guys, she said. Charles moved toward her slowly. Did you find anything interesting in that book, Haley? Not really. Just a bunch of dumb junk about Indiana. Charles knew she was hiding something. I wonder, Haley, if you and I might have a word in private, he said. Does that mean I'm supposed to leave? Andrew said. Yes, Andrew. It's for the good of the team. Trust me. Okay, I'm going to be right outside that door if you try to double-cross me. Thank you, Andrew. This will just take a quick minute. Peckelman left the room. Smiling, Charles moved even closer to Haley. So close, he could smell her bubble gum. Or shampoo. Or maybe both. Let's step over here, he said. I found another fascinating book that I think you will just love. He guided to her spot where the security cameras could not watch them. Haley went with Charles. If he had been looking for the same book that she just found, that meant she was playing the library escape game along a similar path. Charles might have clues that Haley could use, clues he needed. Rumor has it, Charles said, that your parents wrote your library essay for you. Inside, Haley was grinning. Obviously, Charles could try to bully her into joining her team. Fine, she pretended to be frightened. What? That's a lie. My dad just helped me with some of the spelling. Ah, so you admit it. The spelling was not your own. Okay, this is going to take some more acting skills than usual. Having someone check your spelling wasn't against the rules. What do you want, Charles? She said. I want you to join my team. Why should I do that? 2 reasons. 1, if you're on my side, your plagiarism remains my dirty little secret. 2, I know what to do with the silhouette cards that you just found in that book. You do? Oh, yes. If we share our clues, the pictures will create a phrase telling us how to get out of the library. Haley smiled for real. This was working out perfectly. She would get their clues, then even they'd all won together. Mr. Lemoncello would definitely make her the star of the commercials. She had pizzazz. Charles and Andrew did not. Okay, she said. Deal. I'm on your team. Then she handed Charles the clue she found in the book. Of course, said Charles. After all, Indiana is the Hoosier state. So on the card, it was a picture of the state of Indiana. All right, guys, we'll see what happens now that we have 2 teams working together.